Okay. We're going to open the June 11th Selectmen's meeting. Open session public meetings are subject to being videotaped. Your image and voice may be recorded. We have 3 appointments tonight at 7:10, 7:15, and 7:20. Got a couple minutes. We have meeting minutes of May 21st, May 29th, and May 29th executive session. June 8th is on the way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do I hear a motion to approve the 21st, the 29th, and the 29th executive session?
Move to approve.
Seconded.
Okay, was there anything? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
We have reserve fund transfers. The first one is for $6,500 for fire and EMS expenses for the end of the year. Looks like they budgeted $6,000 for ALS intercepts, and we currently expended $20,525. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Seconded.
Anything else? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Oops, this is for the clerk.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Signed.
Okay, just writing it. The next reserve fund transfer is for $973, property and liability insurance, which I believe is for the highway barn and the 1870. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Seconded.
Is there anything else to be said? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
All right.
As the Personnel Committee, we have an approval of a heavy equipment operator, driver, laborer, new hire, Brian Fitzgerald. I was a part of the interviewing process, and I believe him to be an excellent candidate. Do I hear a motion to approve and sign his letter, the letter to go out to Brian, correct?
Right. Effective Monday, the 18th.
Right.
Motion to approve.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
So Mary, do you do all the list of paperwork for new hires?
I can. Yeah, I sent Keith the link, and if they need any help, I can help people with a new hire
Okay.
docs. It says that in the letter, actually,
Okay.
that, especially for your appointments. But if anybody needed help, I can help them with it.
Okay.
Okay, we have a couple minutes. The next thing on the agenda is the approval of a performance review form. You saw this,
Yeah.
correct?
I looked at it a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was first draft, so what I did is I took the one that has been in use and just expanded it, gave it more lines for comments, added in a better guideline for performance ratings, 1 through 5, basically 1 unacceptable, 5 you're awesome and exceed expectations, because my hope is that as these are being done, then whoever's doing them, if the supervisor is doing them, that I've specifically asked for examples, that I just don't want a number. I want a number and a
And a
why.
comment.
Yeah, because they should relate back. I mean, if you're ranking somebody a 5, you know, how do you consistently go above and beyond? You know, how do you, you know, why are you a role model? Because I think that it will better, it just makes it a little bit more even, a little bit more constructive across the board than a 3, a 4, a 5, or 2, or 1. So I figured first pass, we could take a look at it. I didn't know if this needs to go out to the other folks in the different departments for their input, or if we just say, here's the new one, this is what we're gonna use. I mean, again, truly.
Have we
Added.
done that before?
You're free to do that.
Right.
It probably hasn't been touched since you were
Me?
here, right?
Correct.
So-
And that's what we did. Anytime that we had a change on the personnel committee, we would put up the document, blast it out in email, wait for comments, and then say, hey, we've got a meeting on X date at X time, come on by. If you don't come back with any comments, we will take that as your approval. And off we went.
Yeah. One thing I can set that up so that it's easier to input in online if you
Yeah.
want. I don't know what maybe you did that already, but,
No, it's
Okay.
just in a Word, it's just in a Word doc.
okay.
Yep.
So I can do that if you want.
Okay.
I'll go through and just make it text boxes and
All right,
that, so it's easier to do.
okay.
Okay. Do we want to approve this tonight, or just wait for
Let's-
the input and,
Yeah, let's
And
wait
your
for the
text
feedback,
boxes?
yeah.
Yep,
okay.
yeah, and have people have a chance to take a look at it.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
excellent, thank you.
Do you have a deadline?
Should probably come up with one.
By the time we get back, or we're gone for 2 weeks, right? So-
Well, when do reviews technically need to be done by?
October 1, we asked for them to be handed in.
So then,
Yeah.
The next meeting might
Well, let's
be
just
okay.
ask for feedback by next meeting.
Yep.
That's
We have a
right.
lot of time to do it.
Yeah.
It's just,
because it's real, I mean, honestly, there's,
not much change.
no, it's more spaces and it's the last page. That's it, those are the only changes. Okay.
Okay. All right. And it's 10 after, and our first appointment is with the library trustees regarding the application of Sandra Murphy to fill the unelected position of the library board of trustees.
Sandra is here with us. Would you like us to join you at the table?
Sure.
Sure.
Hi.
How are you?
Nice to
Hi.
meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So your resume was very impressive.
Oh, thanks.
You're definitely applying to the right group.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be honest, I saw it on Facebook and I thought, oh, I could do that pretty easily. And I've already been on the other side for many years, so it'll be interesting to be a trustee. And I think I'll bring a lot of background knowledge about the inner workings of the library to the committee. So I'm excited to join.
Great.
And I saw Bob on Tuesday, and he was very excited.
Oh,
about Sandra, so.
yeah. We just met actually a few weeks ago, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, as am I, and Charlene speak for herself.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah.
No, we ask that you enthusiastically
Yes.
approve this appointment.
Do I hear a motion to
Motion
enthusiastic?
Motion to enthusiastic.
Woohoo! Thank you.
All right. Anything else?
I
All
look
right.
forward to working with you guys.
Okay.
Thanks.
All in
Okay.
favor?
Aye.
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 Are we doing a joint vote? Is that my
Well,
understanding?
there's going to be 2 more discussions, and then Eloise is on standby to swear people in.
But do they need to vote
Do we need
also
to
with
vote
us?
also?
You did vote. It would
Charlene?
be
We
probably
voted
wise-
already.
It would be
Yes.
wise to do it again.
Okay. So
all in
your
favor?
chair. All in favor, all of us? Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
Aye.
and we're done.
Congratulations.
All right. Unanimous.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I guess you'll
Okay,
have
we'll
to.
sit back down.
Right, sit back down and wait for Eloise. Thank you, everyone.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
appreciate that.
don't know, we have like 2-3 minutes. I had put the drafting of a personnel committee charge. You had sent me a draft, and I'd sent that to you, correct?
Yep.
And I did not know whether, if we had checked the website information and maybe incorporated
Yeah,
anything that was on the website into it, or...
I mean, I can, 'cause the description that I sent you, I stole, borrowed, from other towns that had personnel descriptions, and figured, you know what, it's a good base to
Yeah.
start with that, and then I can go back and look at ours and just kind of reincorporate it and put it together so that we can get that out and hopefully have some volunteers come on up and help us out.
Great.
Agreeable?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, I'll have
Great.
that back by the next meeting.
All right. We'll put it back on the agenda then. It's about 7:15, isn't it?
Sure. By the time they get up here, it'll be 7:15.
All right.
What's next?
That one's done. Oops. Next
School
one
committee.
is the school committee. Would the school committee and your candidate like to come forward? Hi, nice to meet you. Susan? Nice to meet you.
Peg, nice to meet you.
Very nice to see you.
You also had a very nice resume.
Thank you.
And I don't know if either of you have anything to say, or if Susan has anything to say as far as a good fit for Berlin.
I have had a pretty extensive conversation with Susan, and I feel that she's a great fit for us, especially in the position that we're at now with the new superintendent moving towards regionalization, working on goal development. All of these things are happening in the next few months, and Susan brings tremendous experience and skill in that area. And so in talking with her, it was like, yes, this is going to be a great fit. My personal view is I think we're very fortunate to have such a well-qualified candidate come forward.
Yes.
Yay for chance conversations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Does the board have any questions?
What makes you want to jump in and do it? Which was a question I always got asked on
Yeah.
this side, so.
Well, I retired recently, and I've lived in town for 30 years, and feel like I should be stepping up. And I know some of these boards are hard to fill, these positions, so I felt like it was my time, my turn, if my skills were needed, so I'm happy to do that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Retirement is good for the town of Berlin, I guess.
It is.
Yeah.
And as Cliff said, you know, where we are right now on the school committee is we're ready to go to the next level of really focusing on data points. What are our goals? What do we want to measure to meet those goals, and being much more specific about it than we have in the past. And so her skill set is just perfect for that. And so we're just really happy. And also I want to thank all of you, because it was really great to be more of a team partnership with you in seeking this new appointment, having you posted on Facebook for us and submitting the resume jointly. I really appreciated that a lot. So thank you.
Yes. Here. That's
We're here
good.
to help.
Okay.
Yeah. We like being part of a team.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So if there's nothing further, then I'll ask for a motion to appoint Susan to the Berlin School Committee.
Motion to appoint Susan.
Seconded.
Thank you. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Terrific.
Thank you very much. I look forward to.
Congratulations.
We have a question by Mr. Bickford.
Mr. Bickford, do you have a question?
But what caused the vacancy?
Ed Galt resigned.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
It was like end of May. right?
Yes.
Yeah, just about, yeah.
Yeah, so we're so happy you came forward.
Yeah.
I bumped into Lisa at the
Yeah.
right time.
Yes. I think it was before
the timing
before we
was
even knew Ed
incredible,
Galt was
frankly, because it was
leaving.
like 2 days later we had talked about it, and 2 days later the resignation came in. I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, we're thrilled. We're going to put her right to work on Tuesday.
Wow, no rest.
Jump right in there.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, I look forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we get to walk you to Eloise.
Alrighty. Come on down. Come on down. Are the assessors here?
they don't. Do they have a meeting tonight?
Maybe you need to go and.
Do we go check?
Yeah, are they?
Is
Oh.
it tomorrow night?
Oh.
Okay. Oh. They can approve and then they probably,
Well,
we can approve.
yeah, we'll approve and then they'll approve if they're not here. Well, come on down anyway.
They come.
Oh.
They are here. For some reason I thought they had.
Hi, Beth.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. It's all good.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us why you wanted to be on the assessors.
Well, I had ran at the last election, not this past one, the one before. Eloise had told me that the position was open and nobody had applied, so I pulled papers, and then I heard that Doug Coldwell had pulled papers.
Oh.
So then I said Doug might be a better
Yeah.
fit for it, so
Come on down.
I
Come
helped
to the
Doug
front table.
campaign. My granddaughter was holding his signs. It's fine, it's a team, but I thought this time, I spoke to, oh, Doug's not here. I spoke to Doug after the Memorial Day parade, and he said, Bev,
Do
we
it.
might want to talk to him because he needs a break, so.
Yeah.
And pay forward in the town. I've lived in this town for 46 years, great community, and I just want to pay for it and do the best I can to help it.
Great job. Do the assessors have anything to add?
I don't.
You enthusiastically support Bev,
Yes?
correct?
Sure. Yeah. Of course. She wants to. It's all good.
All right. Did the board have anything else they want to add?
Motion to approve Bev.
Seconded?
All right.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, we're in.
Well done, Kevin, well
You're
done.
welcome.
I know.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Man of many words,
Indeed.
isn't he?
So is Eloise just swearing?
She's in the
Yeah, she's in the hall swearing in.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Anything else you need from us?
New hire.
All right now.
Nice vest. I like that. Mhm.
We're Robin.
Can you get one for us? Nice, thank you.
Each appointing authority to do it.
Okay.
Okay. If you need help with anything, let me know.
Okay.
All right. We've done.
Did you get a picture?
That. We've done this. Oops.
Actually, moving pretty quickly.
Yeah. So the next thing I had put on the agenda was a draft message from selectmen to the department heads. And my purpose was just to say, for example, someone didn't feel comfortable coming to me as a liaison. They could go to Lisa or Peg. It wasn't necessary for them to go by this chart that we put up. So I was trying to find a user-friendly way to add just a line saying that, we could talk to, we could talk to any board member, and any board
Okay.
member can talk to us.
I don't know if you got the email, but I reworked the paragraph.
I
Did that
did.
work? Or?
I did see it. I wasn't
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
Did you see it?
I saw it briefly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It basically had everything there. I just put it into one paragraph rather than here.
I don't know if we advise, do we advise them to use these points of contact? I mean, we're just there.
Suggest or?
Yes, maybe suggest or something.
Well, it says they are a suggestion, not a rule. But
Right. Just wanted to make it a little user-friendly so that,
you can change it however you want. I just thought I didn't like the split up paragraphs with
Right,
the repeated
right.
words. And
do you want me to
if
do
you
that?
if you
or?
have something you want to.
Well, I don't know if I'll
Okay.
do it right this minute, but,
Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
if you want to.
you know the intent.
I do.
Yeah.
And,
It's all good.
And that's all I was
Yep.
trying to do. If you want, I will incorporate it into one,
That's fine.
to include these things and, I don't know, bring it back next time, or
Just.
if you'd just like to approve it.
I'm okay if you just put it out there.
Okay, great. All right. I just didn't want to put anything out there without
No.
going through the board.
Well, I wouldn't have liked that just because it's not written very well. But other than that, yeah.
Okay, then I'll rework it.
Thanks.
And I have yours at home.
Yep.
So what we're saying is more communication is better?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah?
absolutely.
Yeah. And we
Thank you.
just, about when I came on the board, we sort of divvied everybody up so that when things came in, we'd know who was supposed to
Yeah.
go after it rather than
Yeah.
sitting there and
Wondering.
Right.
Agreed.
Yeah. So.
So whatever you need.
All right. We just want the communication. That's all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It
Right.
makes it-
Yeah.
everything go a little smoother.
Exactly. The other thing under liaison assignments was a discussion of the liaison summary sheet. First of all, just let me ask you both, everybody's okay with their liaisons?
Indeed.
Okay, especially Peg, since she's
Yeah.
just a few weeks into this.
I'm good. I've reached out
Okay.
to everybody. All good.
Yes,
Mhm.
good. And then we have the Excel spreadsheet, or we can talk about Google Drive, or I just wanted feedback from you both, where you'd like to go with this.
I mean, and that was my intent too, is that as we're talking and getting organized, is to put it where all of us can get to it. So Lisa goes away and never comes back, because she takes up residency and, across the pond with Piper. We know what she's doing, what's worked on. Well, just saying.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? It's just, and plus it's a way for all of us to keep each other honest, that if there's dates that are due and someone hasn't done it, we see it. We're able to take care of it, so we don't get the emails of, well, I gave this to you 2 months ago and I haven't heard anything back. So, Chief Galvin can show us how to put everything up on a Google Drive. I'm fine with that. Make it so one person is in it at a time. So if you and I happen to be updating, you're locked out until I get done. My concern was that if we don't have that and Lisa goes in and I'm doing it at the same time and she happens to upload hers and I upload mine right behind her, I've just wiped everything
That's
out.
actually not how Google Drive works.
No, but I'm saying compared to just here, take the Excel sheet. You do it. I've got the Excel sheet, so we're
Yeah,
constantly
no.
overwriting. With Google Drive, you can't.
You know
Correct.
somebody else is in there.
Correct.
And you can do it mutually.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so I'd rather, so that would go that way. Then we can post everything up there, or what we can post it up there for us to all grab.
Okay. So is this something that you want to start? You want to start? You want Mary to put it together?
Well, it would be nice to have a central location
Yeah.
to put all of our stuff mutually.
Right.
So it's either, something under the Selectmen address,
Right.
or, one of us can manage it. It doesn't really matter. It just needs to be in a sort of central
Yep.
location where we can invite everybody.
Maybe the selectmen then.
Yep.
Mary's got a lot on her plate. I think we should decide who,
Okay.
you know, where we centralize it, that's all.
Yeah. Well, I would, either way, I would invite Mary so that she could see it.
Oh, definitely.
So if you want me to, I can
If she's
certainly put it up.
agreeable to it.
I had already formed a team drive for the select board and just invite, I think you're already invited to
I
it,
think
but-
so. Every once in a while I couldn't get on it, but I think I can now.
Okay. And I'll
Yeah.
invite you to that also, and we can locate it there.
See, the team drive is separate than the selectmen's office. So I just wanted to kind of chime in, how many universes do you want to create virtual drives? Because the selectmen's office has one, separate than this team drive that Lisa created.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to put it there, that's fine. It doesn't matter where it is as long as we can all access it.
I don't know what's better as far as a board of selectmen. Is it better to? I have no idea. I might need
I mean,
coaching
Right, and I've
on
never seen
Google Drive.
either, so
mean-
I can't say one's better than the other.
It's purely administrative. If you guys want to hang out afterwards and we look at it on a computer.
Okay.
Yeah. And I
Okay.
would actually, Tom, as long as you're here, training,
Yep, I'm working with Paul. I'm trying to set up a schedule for the whole year. And do some monthly trainings.
Paul,
Mechanics
Paul.
and CMEs.
Yes.
yeah. And Google Drive would be made good for
One of the first ones.
one, yeah.
See, look at that. You crossed off one of my new business items, so there you go.
Yeah.
We're down by one already. All right.
Yeah, okay. We're good, we're moving on. We'll figure this out.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's nice that we're all in agreement
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we can do this, so that when Mr. Wheeler has a question on, hey, what's going on with the blah, 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 Lisa can pull it up on her computer and go, glad you asked.
Just a,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Do you
Thank
intend it
very
to be closed to the board only? Because Eloise asked if that was going to be something that was transparent.
If Eloise wants to see it, she can be
Yeah.
No, the
invited to see
public.
the document.
The public at large.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, my intent was not to have like a recap of a meeting, but if there's action items, I need to have a doc back to you by, this is due in 3 months. That's the stuff that I'm looking for, not a total rehash, but just so that, I'm putting something in there from the planning board, and Lisa's in one of her meetings, and she's looking at it going, that sounds vaguely familiar. Now we can connect. Now those departments can connect, instead of one department doing this and one department doing that and meeting at the top. You do this.
Well, for example, the library ACO, the library trustees wanted to know where it rested all the time. So if there was notes that the different departments could see.
Yes.
So that's your intent. You would like it to be open.
Not
Not for others to edit,
Why
but
don't we-
for others to view.
Can we get it started and then
Mhm.
open it
Yep.
to the public?
Yes.
I think that might be a better deal,
Mhm.
Yeah.
so we know exactly what we're doing
And
first.
council and, excuse me,
Go ahead.
council and selectmen would still have their confidentiality on anything that's,
Yeah, it wouldn't be anything that's
Yes.
confidential
There you go.
or
No,
shared
it's
with
basically
the
just
public.
action items
Yep.
and
Yes.
things that we're working
Yep.
on. There's
Thank you.
nothing,
No, not at all. It's just like a good
Yep.
example is the library. There's
Same
stuff
as-
due within 30 days.
Yep.
Is it done? Whose responsibility is it? Date it was done. Check. So if anybody comes back, we can say, oh yeah, that was done. Oh, yep, here. That's
we
all.
like transparency, but yeah.
Correct.
Some things,
Yeah,
Mhm.
thank you.
okay. All right, let's see. We're moving on to the ambulance service collection policy. And I did go through both June and Tom's suggestions.
okay. Were they separate?
They were,
They didn't work on the same document, or?
They did not work on the same document.
well, they were
Yeah,
very,
okay.
very similar. I sort of outlined the things that I saw as different, and then maybe it's up to us to decide what we want to do.
Okay.
Oh, here, it's for you.
I'm just wondering if maybe Peg wants to put things together and then have us look at the completed document?
Oh, okay.
Well, there's a couple things we might have to just figure out, like which,
Poverty level.
right,
Or
which
percentage.
poverty level that we want. Let me just run through this very quickly. I think there was, think there was one typo in Tom's. I was going off of Tom's because it had basically June's information in it, and then there were some additional things, which you can decide whether you want them or not. I can give you my notes as far as the typo and.
Yep.
Yeah, I wonder if it's the same typo I saw. Can you show me the typo?
It was just, he had 180 here, 150 here, and 180 there.
I had another one.
Oh, okay. Okay, well then,
I figured we
you
did
need
it when
to.
we went through it.
Well.
He was suggesting 180 everywhere, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, but he put 150 in one spot.
Yeah.
Let's see, the bullets under eligibility, he added this, which is an addition.
Yep.
I think, is this the typo you found? That was another one, I think.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, and I've got
That was
yours
it.
too.
Okay.
All right. And then I didn't know whether this was a numbering. Should have been 7.4 instead of 8.
Okay.
But,
Yeah.
not that that matters, but.
Well.
It looks like it
for
would be a
readability.
7.4 because
Yeah.
8 starts attachments.
Oh, and then there was one thing that June had in hers that I would have suggested maybe putting that there, but I think I'd leave that up to, you, Peg, if you want to. I'll
Yeah.
share these with you.
Okay.
Yeah, either make a
Yeah,
copy
and
or-
see if there was anything else. I think really the only other thing was the poverty guidelines.
Correct.
Now, were June's and Tom's different, or?
I don't think they were
Or
that
did-
far off,
Yeah.
but just the chart itself was a little different.
Yeah, because June had just, I think she had referenced the link that Tom got his information. I don't think she put a lot of them in there, but it was more so, go here and compare.
She
Yeah,
just
I
didn't,
think
she wants
this
the
was-
numbers to be able to change down the road and not be married to one set of numbers.
Correct.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
it did say something, I think, in both. They're updated annually by U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, CHTTP, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so this would have to be changed every year in its current incarnation,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
which is fine as long as we note that it has to be changed, but
Well,
That's where our Excel document on the Google Drive will come in handy.
you could put it on the calendar too.
Correct, yeah, yep.
okay. So I will give some of these things, once I organize them back into the correct spots. That's okay.
So we'll aim for next meeting, which is the 25th.
Yes. Okay. All right. The next thing I put on the agenda was the fire EMS chief position update. And I'm really looking from both of you, if there's anything else we need, any other information that we need to make a decision on this upcoming decision for the fire and EMS chief. We got, I believe, a copy of the public safety study.
Yep.
Well, was that the public safety study? No, that was the, oh, yes, it was.
Yeah, it was.
It was his
What was
comments
the
to the
other document that
recommendations.
they were working on, which I don't know if it had anything to do with that?
It wouldn't have had anything to do with that. It was just historical data on how the money had sort of flowed and been spent as the department grew, where it had gone.
Okay, was it in,
What was
looking in the
and what.
future too, or not?
No, it was just
Just in the past?
sort
As
of
of.
a,
Okay.
you know,
That was my question, because I never saw the document.
yeah. And I did ask for it to be sent over again, so maybe a reminder.
So the one that I sent, oh my God, did I send
No.
it?
Yes,
You did.
Oh,
You did.
okay.
Yep. I got it.
All right.
That was the document that Tom and
You
Chief-
actually worked on that one too,
Chief
didn't
Z.
you?
That was
The historical.
one that
The
Tommy
study?
was working on.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
kind of just going through the last 5 or 6 years on increasing costs and the offsets
Yeah.
with mitigation and things like that.
And
Do you have that?
have that?
Or is that?
Or does Paul have it?
Should have, yeah,
Paul- I
Paul
know
knows,
Paul
if
has
not,
it.
John Solera has the most updated copy, because John was pulling numbers.
Okay.
putting it all
Okay.
together, so
Can somebody
we can get a
send it
copy
to
of
us?
What is that salary and the whole?
It was sort of
The
a
whole
breakdown
bundle?
of
The
where
whole bundle?
where
Yeah.
everything had sort of gone and where what was mitigation, what wasn't. It was a really nice layout of.
Yeah, what we did is we took a look at the total effects of the public safety budgets over the last, I think it was 6 years. We looked at the increases in budgets and the offsets, what we've gotten with the mitigation money to Highland Commons and the other developments, to see the actual effect on people's taxes.
Very good.
All right, then look forward to that email. And is there anything else that,
No, and maybe Chief Galvin, you can help us later, because when I had reached out to Chief Paul about the whole process to, how do I start the search, the information was limited, so I know from my point of view, I don't know where to start, or where the board needs to start, so hoping you might be able to shed some light if you've been involved in hiring other chief-like people.
Some, yeah. I haven't been in a ton of those level things, but I've been involved enough to at least give some insight.
and Paul probably has too?
Paul has done it professionally, actually. He's
Yes.
worked for some of the search
I
companies.
thought so.
Okay.
One of the other things I was thinking of is asking you and Paul to come, not only to talk about that, but hearing through the grapevine that there's a possibility of regionalization for...
There are some discussions.
Okay, and maybe you could come and fill us in?
Yep, and we have a big meeting tomorrow with CMRPC, so.
Okay.
we'll know
Okay,
a little bit
great.
more after tomorrow.
Great.
So maybe we could put you on the agenda for the following meeting.
25th?
I think we can do that, yeah.
Maybe you could get an appointment then with Mary, or Mary can give you one? All right, great. Covers one of my to-do list items.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right. Then if there's nothing else, then we'll just sort of accumulate information. One of the other things I thought of too was, which maybe we can talk to Paul about, is the cost and that kind of thing. And because there are different firms that do that
Yeah.
kind of thing. But we could talk to him about that, or else if the board wanted me to, I could do some research. Be nice to
Yeah.
know what the
I think
cost.
Three or
would
four
make sense,
major
yeah.
public safety leadership search companies kind of in the
Right.
area.
I think he had named them off at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
So I think a discussion with him first. So you-
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Starting
figure out,
point,
yeah, just for a timeline, who are we working with? How long does it expect it to take? What are you looking at for da-da-da-da-da? Just so that
Right.
we can have an overview and know what to expect.
Right.
And how that ties into possible regionalization as well.
Right.
We'll attack both, as
Yeah.
as both should be
Yeah, I
attacked.
think we gotta kind of prepare for whichever way it ends up.
Correct.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, let's see, here we are, collector auditor engagement letter.
This for the cash audit.
Yes. We need an audit for the tax collector as he's leaving his office. So the audit will be, his term ends, what, June 30th? And July 1st, we will start an audit. So, is this the right thing? No, that's no wonder. So what we need is a vote to approve the audit by Clifton Larson Allen, and a signature of the chair.
Okay.
Did everyone get a chance to look at the?
Yes.
Okay,
Motion to approve the audit.
Seconded.
okay, anything else?
That's the one, defer payment until next year, fiscal year?
I think it hasn't been determined.
I think it has to be because they're
Yes.
doing the audit in the
Yes,
next year.
it'll be next
So it'll be
don't have
next
a
year.
choice.
Okay.
Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So this is only, because there's 3 spots, Mary, just me?
You can if you all want to. There's no reason why you can't.
Okay. What do you
Go ahead.
think?
Is it necessary?
Well, probably not necessary, but it says 3 authorized signatures. There's one on the back.
Well, let's just do it in case
If there's
it's
3, yeah,
needed.
I'd rather just sign them all than,
All right, so. Probably should have.
I can
Printed.
write names afterwards.
All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna let Mary fill in the rest for me. But you guys,
bless you.
Six 11, right?
yep.
Do we need to do something back here? Is that another copy?
Another signature here for yourself, and then there's a space on the back page there for the 3rd one.
Alrighty.
Thank you, ma'am.
Actually,
Oh, I'm on the back. Alrighty. Just those 2 spots?
yep.
Alrighty.
All right. And the last item on the agenda is advertising selectmen's meetings with the 2018-19 Berlin Community Calendar. There are 43 dates and $21.50 to advertise.
Motion to approve?
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You don't need a signature for that, you're just
Nope.
gonna get back to them, right? Okay. And we're moving on to other business. Other new business. Other new business. I see a big smile on Peg's face.
I have 4.
Oh.
4.
Oh, geez, let me get a piece of paper.
Well,
Yep.
no, all right, so the first one that I wanted to talk about was something that related to tonight with the overages in the budgets. And I didn't know if there's anything that we do, if it's overstepping our boundaries, to try and get a little bit better handle on the budget so that we're at least in the know and can potentially anticipate somebody's going over, maybe somebody's under. What I heard and what I keep hearing from people is, spending is just way out of control. So it would be nice to be able to say, yes, we hear you, yes, this is what we're doing. I mean, obviously, we're gonna need to probably put a plan together with finance, because I don't wanna tackle this all on our own, but just to make, and I believe that the budget, the department heads are doing a good job, but it would be kinda nice to know so that we're not faced with I need to transfer money. So it was just a thought. See, this is what happens when you send me to training classes. All these thoughts start to come forward, so, because it was actually brought up by the gentleman who said that budgets should be reviewed quarterly. So I didn't know if it's something we do, can do, think about doing. I don't know.
Would that be, no, June is probably the one who knows quickest on that, right?
Right.
Okay,
And then she's also the one that they contact, I would assume,
when they're
when
running
they're
out of money.
getting
Close.
or they're going to have an overage. They know they're gonna have an
Yeah,
overage,
one
correct?
thing to think about is monthly, June sends out sheets
Yeah.
Yeah.
we sign off on, and one of the things is you check off, you have enough money to last you the rest of the year. I think it's kind of become a process for a lot of people that it's.
They just sign, they
check,
don't look.
And there's no thought behind it. We're really trying to forecast, what happens. I mean, there could be circumstances beyond our control that do lead to overages. But if you're really monitoring it day to day, or month to month at least, you should know on a regular basis that you're not gonna go over. So maybe just a push to maybe have people actually
Look.
check.
Well, actually, a lot of departments don't maintain a spreadsheet of
Right,
where
and
they
I have a
stand.
complete
So-
running spreadsheet of every single expense every week, so I know where everything's going,
Yep,
because I don't want to be caught short.
yeah.
Okay.
Getting on the short list is not a good idea.
Well, maybe the first step is just looking at how pervasive the problem is.
Mhm.
You know, seeing at the end of the year.
Who's always out.
Yeah. So maybe that's the first step.
Okay. And I know that June is uber busy with everything with the transition and end of
Yeah.
year. So I certainly don't want to burden her with this, like, right now, it's not emergency
No.
on fire.
She can get through end of year stuff and then maybe
Yes.
we can
So,
get a
yep,
list.
so I'll keep it on my action item list.
Okay.
To talk to her when she slows down a little bit and can come up for air.
And it's also hard for her because she relies on us being the ones doing our homework
Checking.
and staying on top.
Your due diligence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she could tell us at the end of the year.
Yeah, this has kind of become a pattern, or this is.
Yeah.
Right. And maybe that's just what we look at is historically,
Right.
who's always
Yeah.
in the hole. Okay.
Yeah. And whether we need to
You could
adjust those
probably
budgets
ask her that
or.
now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure she's got a pretty good handle
Right.
on that.
Okay. All right.
But it would be nice to know too, when we're going through the budget process, whether we need to make those adjustments. You know, whether we're going over on certain things every single year.
Correct.
You know, why that is.
If we're
If we're under budgeting, if we're,
Right.
I think that was part of the frustration that a lot of the departments had with the whole budget process this past year,
Mhm.
is that there were like arbitrary decisions made by the FinCom without even talking to us about priorities and where the funding needs to be. It was like, "All right, we're gonna cut this, we're gonna cut this." And then it was all, if you happened to go to the meeting, you got some things restored. If you didn't go,
You were,
then it,
yeah.
yeah, and it was
well, the
like.
problem is too, if that money's still gonna get spent and it's put in the budget as a number that you're automatically expecting to go over, then that's sort of a problem.
Okay. All right, I'll talk to June. The second item I know that one of our goals obviously is to take care of the town and everybody in it and all the departments, but I'm wondering, do we have goals as the Board of Selectmen, women, board, people, persons?
I don't think we have goals per se.
I suggested it when I came.
Because I
Yeah.
mean,
It was kind of laughed at.
well, I don't want to continue in a reactionary mode. I don't want to continue in a firefighting, policing mode. I want to be able to say, yes, we're going to do this because it's part of our role, but look at what else we can do. And this is what I want to get to.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, toss that out there.
Yeah.
When I was on school committee, we used to have like a workshop
Mm-hmm.
where we got together. You probably have to post the meeting and just talk about what goals do we want to
Yep.
attain.
And that was what I was gonna recommend, is that we do that outside of one of these meetings. That we
Right.
sit
Like a
down
Saturday
and-
at some point
Yeah.
or
Yep.
sometime.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. And then I have one more. I lied. I thought I had four. Only three. So, as we're talking about, like, backup for all of us, at some point, oh, I can't go, Lisa, can you cover for me? Peg, can you hop in? Mary, do we do the same for you? Do you have any type of backup? So something ever happens and you're supposed to do X, Y, Z? I mean, is there anything that we can do to step in for you, or is there like a list? The reason why I do this at work, I'm going on a vacation, who's your backup? So when there's a problem, I'm not going down my list of 10, I'm going right to this person. Do we have that with you so that we always know what you're doing, where we can help if you're unexpectedly out? just trying to get an idea of that for,
The only person who's ever covered for me was Peggy, my predecessor.
Sardell, yeah.
And she's probably, other than possibly Judy Booman, I don't know of anyone else who could possibly step in and keep kicking everything through the pipeline if I were out.
yep,
There really, I think before Tom left, he was working with trying to lasso all the different things I do. Some things I touch once a year.
yep,
So there's a lot of things that I've just put calendar reminders that pop up annually that it's time to do an offset receipts letter, it's time to get the Maple
Okay.
Marble Scholarship going, it's time to get the, because it's just taken that many years to,
Right.
so there was no master list of things to do.
yep,
I mean, a lot of it is just pushing the email along and keeping up with whatever the agenda items are. If a select person, in fact, Lisa and Chris did do this. They picked up the annual town meeting, special town meeting warrant last fall
Yep.
and just, boom, got it done, which was a major deadline-oriented task. The rest of the stuff was pretty much handled and some of it stacked up a little bit.
okay,
But that would be like if Mary were coming back. But if someone were like Mary were to get hit by a bus, I don't know who you'd bring in other than maybe Peggy or Judy.
Right.
Are the only two that I could think of who'd possibly be able to just jump in.
okay.
And we had mentioned at one point possibly cross-training Leanne to do some
Yeah,
of
I
that.
think you mentioned that at one point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always nice to have a backup, because you never know.
Mary doesn't go on vacation.
Mary should
That's
go on.
nice
I
part,
know,
huh?
Mary needs
go on
to go on
vacation.
vacation.
Yeah. I mean, that's all. So again, it's
It
nothing.
doesn't really make a lot of sense to, first of all, that's not even who I am, but on top of it, it doesn't really help to take a vacation and then to come back to a disaster.
I know, and
If-
that's
Unless
and-
you have someone to fill
Yeah,
in
yeah,
for
Right,
you.
and that's the whole point, is so that you can take vacation, so that things can happen, so that there is a point person for all of us to go to, in the event for any one of us. So that's all. And again, it just triggered, because I'm getting into vacation time with my staff. And I'm like, all right, everybody send me, who's your list, so that I can let the client know, so I'm kind of hoping to transfer it this way to the
If I
four
were
of us.
really gone for a while, I think just the select people would have to fill in the major communication stuff and policy stuff as you do already and setting your own agenda. But you would probably need a body to continue getting the mail, sorting the mail,
Okay,
and helping just with whatever admin work you needed or clerical work, even filing. Really, there's not much I file anymore. It's so much of it's electronic that I don't.
right,
There's not paperwork so much anymore.
okay.
So some towns have admin floaters, which is another way to go, because Leanne doesn't have a backup. I don't have a backup. I'm trying to think. I mean, I don't know if Molly might from time to time want someone to be an admin backup. It'd be hard cross-training people to do anyone's job from beginning to end, but it might be something to talk about all the different departments, thinking about what part of that work could be shifted to somebody in
Correct.
an emergency situation to keep, and what would the policies and procedures be for that?
Okay. So I mean, if that's something we can pursue and kind of try to map out and plan out, and we can kind of get it out of the way, and I feel a little bit better. All right,
Okay.
cool.
And then the clerk does all the meeting minutes.
There you go. Yay! Yeah. I'm all over that. I got it. Okay. I mean, so we can just kind of like keep visiting it every once in a while and bring it up and make sure that we take care of it. And that's all I had for new items.
Did you have any new business?
Not new business, I just, I did attend the inspector's meeting, and I had a few notes that I can share. The highway barn is about done, just odds and ends. 1870, they were down to the escape plan graphics was the last issue, and then final approvals from the state. The hotel is moving along quickly. Boundless Adventures is putting out ads, but that did not seem to be when that there didn't seem to be a lot of chance they were going to actually open on that date.
I drove up there last
This
night.
week, right? I think.
Yeah, it's
they
supposed to be
were saying-
Friday.
Yeah,
Did we
yeah.
drove up
So
last
I
night,
don't
and if
believe
they do
that's
it, that's
happening.
awesome. But yeah.
Yeah.
They
Mhm.
sold a lot of Groupons.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. That's where I saw it.
Yeah.
How close are they to being done?
Not
Not real
It
close?
There's a lot of
didn't,
site work.
there
and
was a lot left to do, was my impression from the inspectors meeting.
Uh-huh.
So it certainly didn't sound like a week.
Even like
or
the basics of
two, yeah.
paving, because this is what you're doing going in, and then there's just wood pylons and mounds of dirt and more mounds of dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not quite there. Nothing on the apartments. The liquor store is still moving forward.
They're not finished yet either,
Nope.
correct?
They're closed, though.
The
Are they?
We were in there the other last week, we were
Yeah.
inside, so.
Good.
the Highland Ridge, the Chris Slade project is moving
yeah.
forward.
Mm-hmm.
I know somebody had asked me about that, so that is moving forward. And Solomon Pond is doing some renovations.
Oh. It's been how many years?
There's a lot going, Old Navy's actually moving inside the mall.
Oh.
So they're gonna be leaving, so that
Wow.
whole area,
Yeah,
it's
what-
in Marlboro.
I
would-
I hate to
where
see that
Sports
both,
Authority was.
Wow.
both those empty, but,
Gone, Yeah. Spent most of the day at the mall on Saturday.
boy.
Touch a truck.
All right. Did you have any selectmen updates, or?
No, I mean, just meeting with everybody, but nothing really major.
I was just gonna mention that we did, the three of us met with the treasurer, tax collector, assessor, accountant. Did I miss anyone?
Nope, there are only 4.
Okay. Then we discussed the transition, which I believe will be going smoothly. Seems to be. It was to assure people that it would, and they could share information if they needed to. I think that was a pretty good meeting. I also had a phone call this afternoon, I'm surprised he left, from Mr. Bickford, wanting an answer about his appointment to the historical committee.
I had actually suggested that he attend their meeting tonight, and that he talk to at least one of the members. And I was kind of waiting to hear back on that.
I didn't
but-
give him any feedback, I just said, we will let you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
Well, yeah.
Maybe
the
it's where he went.
liaison to the,
Yeah, their
Uh-huh.
meeting was at 7:30, so my hope was that
Maybe
he
that's
would
where
attend
where he
that,
went.
maybe
Okay.
that's where he is then, yeah.
Okay.
and speak with.
Yeah, maybe a good thing to do would be to ask the question, how did the meeting go
Mhm.
Okay.
first?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. We have need for an executive session for the purposes of negotiation strategy. I'll make the motion,
And you will not be returning to open
and
session?
we will
Only
not
to-
be
Not be returning.
returning to open session.
Only to adjourn.
Thank you, Mary. Wysocki,
Wysocki, aye?
Keefe, aye.
Stone Eye.
Okay. Thank you.